What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We're in the building. It's Take Your Pick'em. It is Monday, June 5th, 2023, and I am elated to join all of you beautiful people. Richie, boom. What's going on, brothers? Thank you guys for joining me. And we're coming off the weekend. If you were in the prop shop, we actually had a pretty good weekend. We had Carnesio in there with golf. We had some LOL with watch out, some soccer with watch out. We mixed and matched some plays. But it was a good weekend overall. You know, we missed out on some 25x cards and 10x cards by, some small margins. But all in all, I think it was a really good weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, however you want to call it. I think it was a good weekend of sports, especially golf. Golf came through in the clutch yesterday, big time outside Mr. Wyndham Clark. Other than that, we had a really good day. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. And, of course, you always know we're going to kick this thing off with winning words of wisdom. And this is something from Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and it's a very simple quote, but one that I think is really good in terms of living in the moment and focusing on today. And this is what it says. It says, like tomorrow with today. And so I think the premise behind that quote is that if you focus today, you put your energy into today, you put your energy into this moment, then you're going to have this ripple effect that affects everything that happens after that. And so focus today, study hard today, work hard today, grind it out today, and to let tomorrow take care of itself. And I know a lot of times the pressures of life may get to you and you're thinking about, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And everyone has things that happen in their life. But man, I'm a big proponent of staying positive, continuing to keep a positive mindset, continuing to always focus on the good things. A lot of times it's we can get off course by just focusing on what we don't have. When you look right in front of you, you've got so many things to be thankful for and grateful for. So Elizabeth Barrett Browning, like tomorrow with today. With that, we're going to go over a recap. On Friday, in terms of the plays, man, it was ugly. Did not materialize greatly like we wanted. We did have a good day Friday in the prop shop, but in terms of these plays, and I do put out videos for PrizePicks on Monday and Friday, and those came through for us in the clutch big time. I got the sweep on those, but that does not count for this show. So on the month of June, we were at 2-4-1. So we've got 2 picks correct, 4 picks incorrect, and 1 push. And then as we move to Friday, what happened is we had Tyler Glasnow. That game ended up being canceled. So that play just won't count at all. It's no push, no win, no loss. It's just canceled. We had Kershaw at 6.5 Ks. We wanted less than that projection. That was a loss. We wanted Wheeler at more than 5.5 strikeouts, and that was a loss as well. Wheeler just couldn't get it done, and Kershaw just had a masterful performance against the Yankees. So we're going to hop right in this particular slate, and let's talk about it here. And if you have any questions, by all means, please feel free to throw those questions in the live stream chat. I'm more than happy to take a look at anything that you're looking at, and let's come together and talk about it. So, full disclosure, this slate today is very ugly. I'm not thrilled about this slate, but I really did some digging here. We're going to go off the board. I won't have any strikeout projections for us today. I'm going to go with, and I do like pitching outs. Pitching outs is one that I use all the time, and I am going to go with that. However, we're going to kick this thing off. We've got a walks prop here, a walks projection, and we're going to start this thing out with Shane McClanahan. And I do think Boston has been getting a whole lot of respect through projection systems and through different things like that. However, in this particular slate, I like the walks projection for Shane McClanahan. We've got him at 1.5 walks. And believe it or not, I want more than that projection. I think, in terms of Shane here, what we're going to see is, do I think Shane is able to pick up some strikeouts? Absolutely. I think Shane's going to pick up some strikeouts here. And if you look at the 2023 numbers, you see he was at 6.9%. That's combined with this season. And this season, Shane is around 10%. So he's at 9.6% 6% in terms of the walk rate. And we've got Verdugo at 8.9%, Turner 12, Ref Snyder at 14 if he's in the lineup, Devers at 6, Hernandez at 11.3, Yoshida at 15, 8.3 for Duran, 8.9 for Wong. Once again, do I think Shane is able to pick up strikeouts in this particular spot? I do. I think he's a good enough pitcher to get 5 or 6 strikeouts. What I also think he's going to do today is walk 2 bats at least. And so, while I love Shane today, we've talked about him a little bit in the prop shop earlier this morning, which is a great resource. I do think the walks will be there. Once again, 9.6% walk rate. Look at this, 11.6% to lefties, 9.2% to righties. The walks are there. And so I really think in terms of, just non-strikeout props, I think this is a really good spot to attack today. We've got that one on PrizePicks right now. I know on Vivid earlier they had some value. I think that value is now gone, so you had to be in the prop shop to kind of talk about some of that stuff. But the walk prop here for Shane, more than 1.5. I think this is a good one for us today. All right, we're moving right along here. We're going to go to our next one. And we're going to go out to the St. Louis, Texas game. Now, for those of you that will be thinking about playing traditional DFS, I think you're going to be very excited about this particular game. What I want to do, I'm going to focus on Martin Perez here. So when we look at Martin Perez, Perez has got a 5.2 xFIP this season, which means the runs are going to start piling up on him soon. He's got a 16.3% K rate and a 7.4% walk rate. So basically this is kind of who Martin Perez has been outside of, he has had higher K rates at certain seasons. But what you're going to get from Martin Perez is a guy that puts pitches in the strike zone and does not walk a lot of bats, right? But he's going to be hittable. But what you'll see, he's throwing sinkers, he's throwing cutters. When you see guys that are throwing sinkers and throwing cutters, right, then what happens is these are guys that want to keep the ball on the ground. And so they are relying on BABIP, which is batted average on balls in play. They're relying on BABIP to get them across the finish line in terms of a leash. What I'm saying today is with the projection of 17.5 pitching outs for Martin Perez facing the St. Louis Cardinals, who have been weird at times, I think this is a spot where they can get off on Martin Perez. I don't think Martin Perez makes it 6 innings. At 17.5, we want less than that projection. I think this is one of my favorite props on the day, favorite plays on the board, Martin Perez at 17.5 pitching outs. And then we can kind of look here and see, the pitches that he's throwing and then see how hittable he is with this team. So he's going to be throwing a lot of sinker to both sides of the plate. So we pull up the sinker here. And what we will see is the contact rates are through the roof mostly with this team. Everyone is above 70%. Some right at 70 and Goldschmidt at 75. So you got Edman at 97, Goldschmidt 75, Contreras 91, Nolan Arenado a 90% contact rate, Yepes 100% contact rate, limited batted ball events might I add, DeYoung 70%, Jordan Walker 100% in limited batted ball events, and Oscar Mercado at 86% contact rate. And the ISO numbers are pretty good across the board for this team, and the ground ball rates are reasonable as well. I like this particular projection. I really think Perez gets knocked around today. And if so, I don't think he's going to make it to 6 innings. The other thing that I think that's working in Perez's favor is typically he's a 90 pitch and under guy. So usually he doesn't make it anywhere near 100 pitches. And so if he's around, let's call it 86, 85 pitches through 4 or 5, he's not going to make it 6. They're just going to pull him. So I really, really like this one. This is one of my favorites on the day on a slate that's not speaking to me as much. But I tell you what has spoken to me, folks, and I really want you guys to go check out this website, especially if you're out for the summer. You're going to be doing some cookouts. You're going to be going to see going to the beach or maybe going to the slopes. You need to check out our friends at Shady Rays. Kick off the new year with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered from the sun to the slopes with premium polarized shades, customizable snow goggles, and much more. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by their lost and broken replacement policy. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after the purchase. With Shady Rays, you can look good and feel good. And to date, they've donated over 20 million meals to fight hunger with Feeding America. If you don't love them, exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within the first 30 days. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back. Exclusively for our listeners here at Take Your Pick'em and RotoGrinders, Shady Rays is giving their best deal of the year, 50% off 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses. Just be sure to use the promo code RotoGrinders. Try it for yourself. The Shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people. All right, folks, we're going to go to our last play of the day here, and that's Blake Snell. We've got Blake Snell at 16.5 pitching out. And man, I sometimes I used to get queasy taking a shot at Blake Snell, but what we're going to see from Blake Snell, he's got a 5.04 xFIP, a 13.7% walk rate, a 24.6% K rate. He has not been the Blake Snell of old, and it does not look good. But today he gets a matchup with the Chicago Cubs. And what's one of the things that's been interesting to me is Blake Snell has been able to get to 6 innings, a lot more than usual, in my opinion. With these numbers that we see. So at 16.5 pitching outs, I'm going to side with Blake Snell against the Cubs here. Now, Horner is back, and this team is definitely getting closer to being better, I think. But I think with some of these K rates, he's able to get by and skirt by some of these guys, and as a result, I think he's going to be able to complete the inning. So we've got Blake Snell, 16.5 pitching outs. We want more than that projection. As I look here and look at kind of the pitches that he's throwing, he's got the curve, fastball, slider, change up to righties. Hopefully the off speed can keep him rolling the righties. And with the lefties, hopefully he should be able to get those guys out with the slider. If we can get 1 to 2 quick innings, I think we'll see Blake Snell hit what we need. Really, we don't need him to go 6 innings. We just need him to go 5 2/3 innings. So we've got Eagles 1985 asking, do I look at underdog as well? And I do. What I try to do, so I do play on underdog, and typically what I'm trying to do is find plays that I think are going to kind of cross over most of the time. Sometimes underdog won't have the pitching outs, but typically you're going to get the pitching outs on underdog, PrizePicks, and Vivid. And so those are the 3, I think, main sites for me. And sleepers out there as well. Typically, sleepers going to be close. You've got Hot Streak, and I'm glad we brought it up. Hot Streak is typically going to give you lines that are closer to your sports books, but they're going to have a reduced or increased payout. So just to answer your question, hope that it clears it up, Eagles. Yes, I do. I am on underdog. If you're in the prop shop, you'll see plenty of underdog. We've got Mr. Papa Giorgio in there that posts a lot of underdog stuff. And so please come on in the prop shop. But I do take care of underdog as well. I just try to kind of talk about it industry wide rather than site specific. But I will go site specific sometimes. Like a lot of times, Vivid will have something like this morning. They had Johan Oviedo at 6 strikeouts. Everybody else was 5 or 5.5. So like you needed to get that on Vivid if you were interested in any type of Johan Oviedo unders at that particular moment. All right, folks, this is going to wrap it up today. We're going to go over a quick recap and we'll get out of here. So at top of the board here, we've got Shane McClanahan, 1.5 walks. We want more than that projection. This is one of my favorites on the day here. Let's call this the play of the day. We've got Martin Perez, 17.5 pitching outs. We want less than that projection. We've got Blake Snell, 16.5 pitching outs facing the Cubs. We want more than that projection. Folks, don't forget, I will have a PrizePick, 2 PrizePicks quick hitters that come out that are released on Twitter. That'll be 2 of my favorite plays of the day on PrizePicks. I'm Chief. This has been Take Your Pick'em. Come in with your pockets empty, leave with your pockets full. We'll see you back here tomorrow.